Slav, and here back at the Diamonds and Demons edition, motherfuckers. Hi, Diamond.
What's up, demon?
Hey, so today I don't really have anything to unpack. I have a blister I see from under my watch. That's ow ow. I posted about this morning. But first, how are you, by the way? Do you have hydration?
I do. I just had a big old sippy before this, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Gotta live up to the name, you know.
yeah, rich and hydrated. Can't be rich while you're like a dry. So I made a post this morning saying that I'm like I'm in a group where I'm learning something. Let's just call it that, because I don't want the group to be all like, oh, you were talking about us. And there's quite some like leftovers because they want to learn the thing too, which is great. I like when leftovers want to learn things, because hopefully that will make them less leftover. Yeah. Anyway, and one of the gals asked my group, like, hey, shall we do accountability buddies?
Okay.
And my first response is, no, I'm a fucking grown-ass woman. Why the fuck do I need an accountability buddy? Like, either you do it or you don't do it.
Right. There's that. So
like, what and someone started like on the post on Facebook started like, no, like it's, accountability, you don't do it for yourself, you do it for others. I'm like, for one, I couldn't care less for others. Right. And for two, you don't want an accountability buddy. You want someone to either call you out or you want a motivational person.
Yeah. Right.
And I see you nod. You're like, yep. So I see that you understand exactly what I'm saying.
Well, what it sounds like is, like an AA program, right? And you're trying to rehabilitate yourself out of being a leftover. And you want somebody who's not one to sponsor you. And then you want somebody who you can call when you feel like you're falling off the wagon. Like, that's what this sounds like. I don't know. It's giving rehab.
Right.
Right. I don't know if that's what we're doing. Like,
it's giving I don't have the skills, so I'm trying to, suck it out of someone who does have it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the people who don't need accountability, it's a one dynamic relationship. And again, this is like a practical skill we're talking about. You just have to apply, right? You just have to practice doing the thing daily.
That's right.
Just like,
that's right.
Let's say language. Let's say it's a language app. Right now, I'm in a language app because I speak 9 languages. I'm practicing my 10th. And every day you have to do homework.
Do you need a teacher to tell you this, or can you just go do it? Right.
Yes.
Can you just go do the thing? Well, right. And I think that's right. So it's the lack of discipline, right? That's kind of glaring. And I think part of it is that it's like, I understand it's hard because you're trying to get into a real routine of,
learning the
language, whatever it is. And and you have to carve out time for it. You have to carve out, a certain amount of dedicated, committed time. It's a commitment. But it's a new part of your daily routine. It wasn't there the day before. It's there today. Got it. But I think that's what like calendar reminders and alarms are for, right? Like, you just set that shit, and it's like you make an appointment with yourself to do the thing that you need to do. And until it becomes your daily routine. I don't need to set an appointment to brush my teeth. I've been doing it since I was a kid. Right. I do need to set an appointment to go sit down with this language app, because it is not part of my daily routine.
It's not a habit yet.
Not yet. Correct. So I think, and I think what it is it's like, and everybody has their pace. I think it's just a matter of like being able to move forward. I tried to do something like that for my daughter, where basically I was saying, there is this point where it takes a certain amount of time before it becomes who you are. Mm-hmm. And it's not that you're faking it till you make it. It's that for a little while, you're very detached from that practice. And it's not really intuitive yet. Mm-hmm. But at some point, it does become you. Right. And
the task itself, the planning and the preparing for the task itself takes effort.
Correct. Right, of course. And then never mind just doing the task. Right. Correct. So it's going to take a minute and it's going to take a few days. And I think instead of just saying, I need somebody to crack the whip on me to get me to do it, you might have to make smaller steps for yourself, right? You might have to break down the larger step of like doing that work and actually saying, I might have to give myself 30 more minutes before I start it just to get into the mindset, because I'm not there and I can't just do that. I can't just jump from one thing to another. I need time to prepare, whatever. Give yourself the space to do it, bake it in, but break down the steps even further if you have to, right? But this is stuff that like, and I feel bad because clearly the person wants to do something, but they have they don't have enough self-awareness of how they are with new things and adapting to change to know how to approach it themselves. So they have no plan in place for themselves on how to manage themselves, right? And it's just like, I almost feel like, if you're in a room full of people who can do it and you can't, you might have to take a step back and like maybe do something, make a smaller goal for yourself, right? I mean, because if you need somebody else to drag you along, then you're not there yet. You know, like it's like it'd be like I'm me trying to lift a weight. I'm trying to lift let's say I'm trying to lift 50 pounds, right? But I need you to constantly help me pull it up. Then I'm not really lifting 50 pounds. Like,
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not lifting. Drop the weights. Like drop it to where I can lift it by myself at least once and have you spot me, which is different, right? Like, right. So I don't know. That's kind of
you're the same at it as me, of course, as this was expected. Romulus stopped trying to eat the house. Romulus. He's like, I'm a puppy. I could eat the house.
Yeah, snack.
And it was a great reflection for myself, right? Because I always say like, hey, my word is law. And then I had to reflect for a second because I think I tend to be strong with my word. Yes, and I've also realized recently, as I'm running the farm and I'm learning, I'm in a very much a learning curve right now with a lot of things.
Sure.
That I took on another learning thing, and I was it's too much. Like, and not because I don't want to,
sure,
but just because I physically don't have the mental bandwidth on top of running the farm, on top of running my 3 businesses, on top of learning the things that I'm already learning, that I've been learning for 6 months, right? That are part of my. I don't have the mental bandwidth. So I said, oh yeah. I'm gonna hop in on that, and but also I'm not expecting anything from anyone, right? It was a passive thing. Like this is your 30 sales calendar. Here's a sales prompt every day. You go sell every day, and I'm like, yeah, I'll hop on that. And I'm on day 3, and I'm like, I can't even fucking read what I'm like. I'm just.
Right.
So, so that would be, again, overwhelmed, honest with myself. It's too much.
Yeah. But it'll be there when it's time. It's not going anywhere. Like,
it's not going after the 6-month cycle, again, from what I'm learning right now, I'll have all the fucking time because everything is finished.
Right. Yeah. I think that's fair. But so is this part of like one of your groups of, or just a chat, just like part of like a Facebook?
No, this was like this was the curriculum that I'm in for many months.
Okay.
But you know how you can kind of see the different levels that people are at, right? Like, so the ones that ask like very almost like micro questions constantly, right? Like constantly, even like, where can I find the Zoom link? Well, you find it in the same space you found it the first time, right? But the again, I don't know if it's a mentality. I don't know if it's if it's an insecurity of a beginner's phase thing. There's also, again, no shade. It's just like not where I'm at.
Right.
So no, I don't want no accountability buddy, because again, I'm either going to do this or I'm not going to do this.
Right. Right.
I'm wondering if accountability ever for me worked. So I think this is it. This is what prompted it. I don't think accountability works for me because either one would have to do it because I want approval from someone, or like, look at me, right? Like from a teacher or someone who, or so that's like good girl complex, or someone needs to drag me.
Mm-hmm. Right. So is it
Because
like a
if you
carrot
do
and
it,
stick? Yeah, it's either a
right.
carrot or a stick, but there's no actual volition, and that's what's missing, right? Like if I need somebody to, if I need the promise of a reward or the promise of a punishment, then I'm not actually doing this for myself for the sake of it,
Ooh,
you know?
yeah. Say more. You're on some shit, man. Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, but that's what it sounds like, is it's like, I need the promise of something. Right. And I get it. Like, I'm not expecting that everybody would be so altruistic that I'm just doing it for the betterment of whatever. And it's like, of course not. But you are, if the reward of getting it done isn't sufficient for you, and you need some other external affirmation and, a little gold star or whatever it is, I mean, you're behaving like a trained dog waiting for a treat. Like,
Yeah. Yes.
I
And
mean,
it feels to me like going on a diet and really being a strict diet so you can get like a cheat meal day.
right. You're doing it for the cheat
It's
meal.
not,
You're not doing it for.
that
Yeah.
just doesn't seem to be it. If you need to be super strict so you can do a cheat meal on it, like we're going backwards at this.
Right. And that's not even a good habit to have, right? Because now you're just looking forward to being undisciplined, and that's supposed to be your reward, is that you get to be a fuck up for a day. Like, that's not rewarding.
How can you reward yourself with behavior that isn't helpful? And to
Right.
me, this is giving a lot of, and I know we're going really far right now, but we're going there. It's like the guy who is nice just to get pussy.
Correct. Right.
When I say that way, everyone's like, ew. Well, that's the exact same thing, though.
Right. Right. You're doing this you're there in some way. That's what you're looking for, is this, you've got some sort of reward on the other side waiting for you. And it's like, I just don't know that but if you think about the motive, right? That it's like, I'm doing all these nice things. I'm doing all this disciplined stuff. I'm doing all the right stuff, saying the right thing, blah, blah, blah. But you're really just checking a box. You're not actually a very disciplined person at all. Because if you see your undisciplined behavior as a reward, as something good, as something to look forward to, and that's what brings you pleasure, then what brings you pleasure is being a fuck up. And it's like, so your mindset isn't to be a better person, to be improved, to be disciplined, to be anything. None of that brings you actual joy, right? So you're literally torturing yourself for a week so you can have so you can fuck off for a day. And it's just like
but without, so you can fuck off for a day without that like pendulum going too far, right? Because if you fuck off every day, it's like very bad.
But you remember, I mean, lest we forget that it was you fucking off every day that got you to where you are.
Word.
So indulging yourself to just less fuckery is like, okay, but you're not fully acknowledging that it's not good for you to do this. Like, you're actually saying, I know it's bad for me, but I still want to be able to fuck around a little bit. And it's just like, I mean, do you not deserve any sort of commitment whatsoever? Is that what it is? Like, is this like you just lack any sense of like self-worth, where you're just like, I can make more promises to an accountability buddy than I can to myself. I actually can't fulfill promises to me, but I can maybe fulfill. It's like those real fragile bitches who are like, I get anxiety to ask for more ketchup packets, at the food.
Anxiety.
Yeah, but I'll do it for a friend. I can do it for somebody else, but I can't do it for me. Have you heard of this shit?
I've heard of this, and I know of it, and it's so fucking far removed from
who I am.
Bubble that I am.
It's cartoonish. It's absolutely cartoonish. It's not real. It's like it. You read it to me. The words are grammatical. The sentences are right, but. And those are all English words, but you're not a serious person. This is so make believe. Like, right, you're out there, but that's real shit. Like, that's the type of mentality it is. It's like, I can do things for other people, but I can't do things for myself. Then get over that shit first, then, because that's your first fucking hurdle, and you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, what you're trying to do is see if you can, it's like overcompensating for a hurt leg. You start limping, and you start to put pressure in other parts of your body to compensate for the fact that your leg is hurt. right? But if you keep that up, at some point it fucks up your gait, and like your whole walk is off, fucks up your back, fucks up your ankles, everything gets out of alignment because you weren't supposed to walk like that in the first place. And this is what they're doing. They're limping. They're going to see if they can limp their way and compensate for the fact that they've got a bum piece of themselves, and they're going to see if they can hobble their way across the finish line without having to fix the leg. And it's like, no, fix your fucking leg, dude. Get on the track and run correctly. Do it right the first time. And then you can do other shit. Like yourself, if you've got a list of shit that you're doing right now, you're able to multitask that. You have a greater bandwidth than a person who can only do one thing at a time. But that didn't come from nowhere. It came from you actually learning to run this race where you can do multiple things at once, and you did it right. And you have this formula of discipline for yourself that works for everything. You can apply it to everything, and it's scalable. It's not scalable for bitches who are asking for help like that. Like, they can do one thing. They're a one-trick pony, and then once that's done, then I can do the next thing, and that ain't life. You're going to have to do multiple things at once if you want to fit it into your lifetime, because there's only so much time you're here.
And like again, and we have to start with one small thing. Sure. I need to pee so badly, so what we're going to do is I'm going to mute myself. You're going to keep.
I'm going to keep talking?
You're going to keep talking so I can still hear you, and then I'm responding after the pee. You go.
Okay. For the next 5 minutes, I will now be musing while Bara goes and handles some business. But I will say that this type of, and it sounds right. Like, it sounds like a good thing, which I think there's a lot of things that sound virtuous when you say it. Accountability buddy, sponsor, whatever. That sounds really virtuous, and it sounds really good, and it sounds righteous. It sounds like you're trying, and that you're just asking innocently for help. But I would challenge that mindset and say it's a bit of a, for lack of better terms, a sort of Mott Bailey. And now, if I were to do a Mott Bailey analysis of it, it's an uncontroversial statement to say. But when you unpack what's beneath all of that, and what that's really covering up, is a bunch of details in the Bailey where it's not as virtuous as you think, and you're actually asking somebody to enable something in you. I mean, when you think about the context in which accountability partners or sponsors are used, it's in the context of the fact that you've never fully recovered. I mean, that's one of the grievances that come along with, recovery programs, where they say you never really heal from being an addict. You're always an addict for the rest of your life. You're just an addict that doesn't use. So part of the package of having the sponsor is the fact that it seals you in to believe that you have done something. You are irrevocably broken, but you're just not going to indulge it. It's like you have this thing, you have this problem. It exists with you forever. You tote it around like baggage, but you can't ever really shake it. And that's essentially what accountability partners and sponsors tend to cement and tend to preserve in people, is that you will need this forever because you're forever unhealed and forever broken in this way. I don't know that that's something I would want to indulge. If somebody were to help me do something, be it a trainer or a coach or whatever it is, I would hope that there'd be a time limit on it, right? That there would be a goal where, like, by this date, I don't need you anymore. I've got this, and I can go take the program on my own. Or I don't need you anymore. I've resolved the issue that I came here to talk to you about, and now I can go out on my own. If I need somebody all the time, and I need to go see a therapist for the rest of my life, or I need to be on these meds for the rest of my life, or think about the sentence, right? It is a sentence. It's like a whole life sentence where it's like, this is the rest of your life now. And these pillars are having to prop you up externally because you cannot prop yourself up. And you eventually start to treat yourself like you're somehow disabled when you're not. Like, you're capable and you're able to do it. And while it sounds harsh to describe things this way, I still would rather say it, and I say it from a place of love, but I do say it nonetheless, because I think we're not helping. That's not actually helping. It's just enabling a different thing. It's not enabling, you not changing per se, but it is enabling a mindset that keeps it there and makes sure that it never goes away.
Yes to everything you said. By the way, it took longer because obviously I went peeing with the door open, and then the puppies came in and ravaged the whole laundry basket. And they were running around the living room with like dirty panties. They're like, woohoo! And I'm like trying to catch them.
Kinky bastards.
They're like, this is fun.
You're like, I had a client like that. I remember him.
Yeah, and I think I'm wondering if I'm wondering where our sense of, I guess, like expectations come from, because it's always like expectations that are not based in reality, where we're like that we have to keep up with expectation X. Where there's what always happens when you want to keep up with expectation X, like you burn out.
Yeah.
If it's not in the norm yet, right? Like there's all this, and especially in coaching, it's like, quantum leap and just harder. But what growth really is like is a little step by step. And over time that compounds into like big steps. But you need those small steps. Sorry, the puppies are going wild, as you can see here. There's nothing bad with that.
Right. I think, I think a lot of it is like the chronically online who are looking at other people who have staged their lives and curated it for online life. So they look at that and they think, oh, that's totally achievable. And look, they did it at 30. So I should be able to do it by now. And oh, I'm 31. I'm behind. I got to do it. The reality is that, I will say this, and I make a distinction about stuff like this. I know people think that I'm super semantic and super like I'm petty, but I'm not. I do this for a reason, is that I want there to be a word for each thing that I'm thinking and feeling. And so I will say that there is a big difference for me between expectation and standards, right? An expectation is something that I have that is external to me. And a standard is something that is internal. So a standard is, so for example, right? Let's say we say we're going to meet at 1:00 for lunch. Okay. I'm expecting you to be on time, which is external. I have no fucking control over what you do or your traffic or anything, right? I expect you to be on time. My standard is that I'm punctual and that I hang out with punctual people, right? That's a standard that I have. Now, let's say you're late and you don't even tell me you're going to be late. It's not like you call me and say, oh, the traffic is crazy. I'm literally in my car. There's an accident. That's one thing. It's another when you just don't even call, you're just late. You show up like 15, 20 minutes late, right? Which I knew people like this. I had a friend like this, but that's the thing, right? And it's like, and so let's say you did this and you're like, oh, sorry, I'm late, whatever, blah, blah. And then you just forget about it. Like you don't even think of the fact that like you had me sitting there for 15 minutes, right? Like, and the disrespect of that, right? So that you don't even acknowledge that. And the first time you do it, it's like, okay, it happens, whatever, you blow it off maybe, but you're still kind of disappointed and you're still kind of put out by it, right? Yeah. Do it again and it becomes a pattern, right? At that point, look, I'm not going to be pissed. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you need to manage your time better. I'm not doing any of that. You're a grown-ass woman. I'm not your mom. I'm your fucking friend. That's the status I have in your life. And that's how we talk. So to that end, I'm simply going to say, I'm not making plans with you anymore. My time's too valuable. And that's it. That's the standard. Right. It doesn't matter what I expect of you. I'm only setting myself up for disappointment to expect that a person who can't be punctual would be punctual one time. Right. And I'm setting myself up, and that's bullshit,
Carolyn Elliott, she's the author of Existential Kink. She has this theory that people who are perpetually late, and like for someone, so I'm a punctual person. Right. And today I was late, right? I'm texting you like the last work call took way longer. Dogs need to make a little pee-pee. But her theory is that people who are perpetually late, that they have and I should know verbatim, so it's not verbatim, it's paraphrasing right now, but that they have like an importance kink, because when you are late, you have everyone wait on you.
Interesting.
And everything evolves around you. Right? So it's like a covert, I want to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
But like a passive, like a sneaky one. And I'm like, that actually makes sense.
It does. When I think about the friend that I had who was perpetually late, she really did. Like, she really was very much about herself. Like, everything was about her, main character. And, and if you ever, and of course, if you ever got mad about it, if you ever confronted her about it, you're just being an unreasonable bitch. I can't believe you can't have a little understanding. It wasn't that long. It was only 10 minutes. It was only
but
20
that
minutes.
phrase.
Yeah.
So there's if you are late, happens. But the diminishing, it was just. And I want to be really, really clear on this for everyone listening and watching. Time is the only unrenewable resource.
Correct.
I can make more money. I can make more energy. I can make more whatever it is. Time is only lost.
Yeah, it is 100% perishable. Right.
Only.
Right.
So the fact that's and by the way, and time is autonomous to freedom, right?
Right.
I get to decide if I want to waste my time by sitting on sitting on the couch, binge watching Netflix, watching the paint dry, arguing with people online. I get to decide that.
Correct.
Someone else does not get a saying in that. So
Right.
when I make an appointment, and again, this is talk about perpetually, right?
Right.
Perpetual late people. And you constantly are late, and you have the nerve to tell me it was just, then
Right.
you are placing yourself above me in a hierarchy where there was none, right? But we were friends, we're equals.
Right.
You just told me that there's a hierarchy where you are above me. Let me fucking tumble you down real fucking fast.
Right.
Because I didn't fucking put you there.
That's right.
And now we're not friends. Now we're not friends. Now you 100% below me.
Right. Correct. And that's, and of course we aren't friends, and haven't been for decades, but like but that's exactly it. It's like, the mere fact that you would in some way diminish my time and say, because I waited, which means like you dictated a chunk of time of mine that I never said I was willing to sit here and wait for 15 minutes. It's one thing, I would consent to that if I was 15 minutes early and you're on time. I'd be like, well, I got here early. That's on me. That's not them. They're not late because I'm early. Like, this whole thing that'd be crazy. But the fact that I get here on time and the clock starts when you're, when we say 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and
you had to do the things that needed to be, that were required for you to be there on time.
Correct.
And I've learned, so like right now with, living on a farm, things are way more fucking chaotic. So I have learned to say, like, look, I can't commit to X, Y, Z time. If you are willing to agree with me that there's a window of 15 minutes,
right, then
we can do this. Otherwise, I'll have to just disappoint by just already prefacing no, because puppies need, not specifically this situation, but in general, I've just started doing this. Like, I'm a punctual person. I'm gonna need a window.
Yeah. And then you give that, and that's and that should work. But you still have a good read on yourself. You have a good read on your time and what's happening in your day to be able to say a 15-minute window versus 30 minutes or whatever. Right. And so it's like, and you're not being the cable company and saying somewhere between noon and 5.
Between 8 and 2 p.m.
Right. And I'm just sitting here like, fuck me, 5 hours. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. But that's like something like, read your circumstances better then. Like, how do you get through? How are you an adult? Right. And you don't know how long it takes for you to do the things that you typically do.
Yes, and how, like, now there's this term for this called time blindness.
Oh Jesus, that again, with like, it's the same thing as like menu anxiety. I know.
We have names for it. Oh, then she doesn't want to play with you. Leave her alone. Good boy. So time blindness. And stop. I don't know, look, I shit on time blindness a few weeks ago, and people started defending it.
Shut up. You do not know people who defend it. No, you don't.
It's on Facebook, so I should be able to fucking conjure it up.
I'll go. You said a couple days ago.
How would I find this?
I don't know. I will go look for it though, because I will fucking tear that shit up. That's ridiculous. Time blindness. How do you have time blindness when you have so many devices to tell you what time it is? The motherfuckers were on time with nothing more than a fucking stick in the ground. Stop. Fucking stop.
I'll have to prepare it for next time because like there's now 40 posts coming up. So apparently I've talked about it several times.
Fun.
Oh my god. Puppies? Can you hear them? Come on, Boobies. Leave Auntie alone. Okay. So yeah, so no, and and what I think how the people justified it is by saying things along the lines of like, when I really get in a flow or excited about something, I'm not aware of time. Well, welcome to fucking life. None of us do. Obviously, when we're out there doing boom chiki wow wow, I don't fucking know what time it is. I'm fucking enjoying myself. When I'm out there horseback riding, I don't know how long it takes. So that's not time.
I get it. That's not time blindness.
And I'm still aware that there's still a time frame existing out of the activity that I'm doing.
Correct. I have not detached myself completely from the time spectrum of the universe. Like I've never had that kind of ethereal experience. I'm not tripping balls all day. Like, come on. Like,
Even when I'm tripping balls, like I've tripped balls so many times. I know there's an end to this trip.
Right. It's coming. It's like stops.
At its end, like at its max, let's say I'm doing heavy shrooms, it's gonna take max 9 hours. At its absolute stretch max.
Right. If you block, then you block the fucking 9 hours. While you're still sober, you block the 9 hours and then you go. And it's just like, I just don't like, none of that shit makes sense. I have time blindness. Therefore, I cannot be reliable.
No, well, that's what you're telling me.
That's right. What you're telling me is that you're just an unreliable person and I'm just supposed to be cool with that. And I'm kind of not. Like, I don't want to work with anybody like that. I don't want to hang out with somebody like that. Like,
but people are like, there's like employers have this now like in their rules. And there's like, it's almost like discrimination. Like you're not allowed to discriminate against fucking, I don't know, autistic people or.
No way is that an actual diagnosis.
I don't want to say no. It's but it's the same like mental health day, right? It like doesn't really mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Because mental health day could be like you are fucking going off bonkers because you just got into a car accident and you're like post-traumatic adrenaline dumping, or you're just kind of not feeling yourself today. Right?
That's right.
Like, it's the same spectrum.
Right. We're gonna call it all the same thing. Right. Your dog just died, or just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and your shoulders.
Watched a bad YouTube video and now I'm cranky.
That's right. I mean, have you ever heard of that case out of Texas? There was a case where a bunch of teenagers got into a car accident, and one of the kids survived. It was the driver. The driver survives, and then the other friends died. Okay, for real. And the kid was reckless. Like it wasn't just like it was a bad situation. No, he was being totally reckless, and I think he was drunk. And if he wasn't drunk, he was just reckless driving. He was all over the place. Friends fucking died. They take him to court, right?
As they should.
The argument in his defense was, which I'm thinking, bro, no contest. Just plead to the court and tell them you're sorry and maybe your sentence will go down. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I would do. If I was responsible for that, I would be flogging myself. Like, I don't even know. Like, anyway, the defense comes along and the argument is none other than affluenza. Coming from the word affluent, he's too rich to understand what consequences are.
You're making this shit up.
I'm dead serious.
Look. Let me tell you from an outsider how this story sounds to me. It sounds like you grabbed a bunch of words, put them like in a bowl where normally goldfish are in, and you're like, I'm gonna make a phrase. I'm gonna create a new story. That's how it sounds. So I know you.
It's true. No, I know. It's so astounding that the person literally used as their defense that they're too rich to know what consequences are.
By the way, there's a lot of underlying implication in that, which I'm down to fuck with that. Like when you're that rich, that consequences do not phase or touch you.
Right, because he's a teenager. Well, he's a teenager, and so he was so privileged that his parents never taught him about consequences, and so
we're prosecuting his parents. Like I'm game with that too. Like
someone fucked up.
Someone fucked up. Whoever's going to take responsibility is the.
That's right. The car didn't crash itself. Like somebody did something wrong.
Like if it was a Tesla and it was self-driving, and then we're blaming Elon.
That's right. Something. But like the idea that that's what but it's like, why are we? Here's the thing, right? I've been having a real beef with this, and I've been having a serious issue with it, and that is, I'm listening to people argue in defense of D- behavior. So like I'm barely passing, right? They're trying to find a way to barely pass at life, and as a human being,
this is the thing. The only people doing this are leftovers. And it's taking on a political spectrum right now.
It sure is.
It's people are, and I think we've touched about this, when the former World Domination podcast still existed, where a guy with a gun goes into a restaurant, starts yelling. It's on film. This is all on film. Starts yelling around, everyone, give me your fucking money. And a guy who's sitting in one of the booths grabs his firearm and shoots the criminal.
Correct.
The leftovers lose their shit because they're like, you could have just given him your money and no one had to die. And how dare you, maybe he came from an underprivileged, whatever was his background,
right?
Blah, 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 blah. And you value money more than you value life. No, motherfucker. He did.
Yeah.
He said, my life is worth less because I'm here waving a fucking gun.
Right.
And maybe this whole is like this benefit of the doubt that maybe he didn't intend to use the firearm. Maybe he just wanted to intimidate. Baby, if you're bringing a firearm, I'm going to assume that you're willing to use it.
Correct.
Is that a wrong assumption?
No, because if you gave me a firearm, I would be prepared to use it as well.
If you as a guy, because this is the leftovers, they understand this. Like, if you as a male come to me and you grab me in a part, can I assume some malicious intent?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you probably get fucking slapped.
But see, the leftover mentality, right? So you and I are sitting here saying, obviously, we can't abide by this. Somebody takes action. Right? I don't care if it's me, if it's the guy, whatever, someone's doing something because we're not going to abide by this. This is unacceptable, right? Like the leftovers have gotten to the point where things have gotten so out of hand. They have written hall passes and co-signed so much shit that you're starting to read articles of people who have been charged and convicted multiple times of violent crimes and let go. And then eventually that's how you get I forget her last name, but Irina I don't know if you heard of
the Ukrainian girl.
Yeah, the Ukrainian girl. You get her story. That guy had 14 or 17 convicted violent offenses. And the judge just kept saying, you just need another chance, and you've just been underprivileged and making all these excuses. But if you do that enough, you get Washington, D.C. or Memphis, right? And it gets so out of hand. Like we were going back to the original point that we were talking about cheat days. It used to be that you were cheating every day and you got morbidly obese and now you need to rein it in, right? So now you've done the inverse where instead of having one healthy day, you have one cheat day and you thought that would be a better formulation to ultimately feed your success. The thing is that if you get to your 600-pound life, there's no cheat days. You've used them all up for your lifetime. You now have comorbidities. You're not just overweight. You have diabetes. You have high blood pressure. You have,
you can't exist on your own.
Correct. You can't get out of fucking bed. So you have a lot of other comorbidities. The remedy will inevitably be far more extreme than if you had 10 pounds to lose. Inevitably. You getting a cold versus getting diagnosed with cancer has very different solutions. The former being much easier drink a lot of liquids, get a lot of rest, versus we're going to have to cut you open like a fish and probably radiate the fuck out of you. You know what I mean? Those are the two, like, you can't allow a problem to keep festering and growing. And then when the outcome is so monstrous, expect that the solution was going to be something simple as maybe I can talk him down from it. Dude's fucking drawing a gun right now. You're not talking him down from shit. You're taking him down is what's happening, because we're going to match energy right now. Like, well, I'm matching right. The situation. Yes. Yeah, I'm meeting the situation.
And it operates from this idea that, and I don't know whether this comes from the 80s, like people, if there's some like bigger person in this, you know, like if you're the bigger person, like you're the more intellectual person, you're the more empathic person, then you can solve this. No, you stop shit like this by being a fucking bigger bully.
Right.
A bully doesn't stop being a bully by talking nice to him, unless you're like one of these super gifted like dads or whatever. No. You stop a bully by very clear boundaries. If you fucking touch my kid, sister, friend again, I'm gonna bash your fucking brains in.
Right. But you need to know that consequence exists. And I think that's the problem. It's like people don't want to acknowledge that there is a wide array of consequences that exist for your actions that you can't account for. You have no idea how fucking crazy I can get. Like, you have no idea what I am on adrenaline. Like,
right.
You have no clue what I'm capable of. Like, I'm a whole variable. Like,
right. It ain't this cute like what you see right now.
No.
So let me present you a situation, right? So we live in one of the poorest counties of the United States. This was by choice.
Mm-hmm.
Bad choice nonetheless, right? Like, it's not we live here because we didn't have no money, or no, this was by choice. Also, I'll be very vocal about this. I have this romantic view of like living in a fixer-upper, and I'm like, I'm gonna be just like these HBO shows. I can't wait. I hate it. Wrong fucking usage of energy. However, okay, so for now we're stuck in this. That's fine. We're gonna be moving. But we live in one of the poorest counties in the United States. And in, I don't fucking know, 2016, the economy collapsed here. Like many economies, right? Whether it was timber, steel, whatever the fuck it was. And you saw that smart/flexible people moved out, right? Because that's what you do. There's no commerce here whatsoever, except for like below McDonald's level food. There's one legit cute cafe, super local. One cute. This town doesn't deserve this cafe. And I tell them all the time. I tell them, like, I verbally tell them like this town doesn't deserve y'all. Anyway, and then there's one like hardware chain.
Okay.
Like that's over
like an Ace
on the West
Hardware.
Coast. Yeah, something like that. But like we have several here on the West Coast. And what happens is that they've been broken into 17 times within the last, I want to say 11 months, something like that. Something ridiculous number, right? Or let's say 2 years. Let's even just give them the grace. Let's say 2. For one, they still don't have cameras, so I'm not even going to go into that. But what happens is that out of 4 times out of these 17 times, everyone in town knew who it did. Now, in California, apparently, you have this abstract rule that you have to see someone, you have to catch someone in the activity of doing it. Not like, oh, I know he did it and he has the stuff at home. That's not, like, you have to see him hold the stuff, and that's when you detain them or arrest them or whatever the fuck, right? Anyway, everyone knew who it was in town, and there's this weird fucking loyalty. I don't know where it comes from. That's the poverty mindset, right? That's just weird loyalty. Sheriff specifically said, because of the rule, like, you can't do anything unless you see him do it. So sheriff was kind of like, I can't fucking do shit either. But whoever has a mini excavator, fucking bury him. We live in lawless land, and that's the case, right? my thing is, people don't understand that when no one's doing anything, that the quality of life, which was already very low, is now deteriorating, because from
Correct.
the little commerce that we have, not only have you is ruining that, right? Because today it's January 20 of 2026. Let me tell you, this business will be out of business within the next 6 months.
Right.
Because it's not sustainable, nor should I ain't even fucking blaming them. Aside of they should have also better security, it's not sustainable. So within 6 months, they're not going to be here anymore. Mark my words. But they don't understand that once they go gone too, just like all the fucking other businesses that went gone, now we're just fucking drug addicts.
Yeah.
Poor people, fat people that live on, I don't even know how they fucking live, right?
Right.
And there's no, and every time an outsider comes and they try to be like, it's so beautiful here, let me try, create like a tourist kayak store or something, won't last 2 months because get broken into, get vandalized, whatever the fuck that is, right? People don't understand, when you start accepting the social rules to deteriorate, you don't uphold a social standard, everyone is going to pay the price for that.
Correct.
So when we talk about leftovers, right? For now, it's, cute because, little white Ukrainian chick gets stabbed. Who fucking cares? I ain't Ukrainian. I ain't fucking on a subway, right? New York guy, when one guy fucking on the subway starts attacking the other guy comes here, fucking puts him in a chokehold, he dies or whatever. Everyone's like, oh, well, I'm not there, right? You don't understand what's going to happen.
Right.
Because the cockroaches are only going to fucking spread.
That's right. That's at the end of the day, an organized, concerted effort to be bad, whatever that is, will always overtake and triumph over one individual who wants to just be left alone. And that is a heuristic, right? That is just an observable fact, whether people like it or not. So if you're going to sit there and say, I don't want to be bothered, I'm going to mind my business, I'm just me, I'm doing my thing, fine. But at some point, your thing is basically going to be restricted to your house at the very most, because the moment you step outside, you've got absolute bedlam, because there's all sorts of rationale for why it's okay to be an absolute fucking failure as a human being, right? And there's so much where it's like, if you think about it, like all the people we call leftovers, they're not inherently criminal, right? But they are low standard failures at life. Like,
no, they're failures.
That's
they're
right.
100% failures.
It's not criminal though to be a failure, but if this is your culture now, right? This is your cultural bent. This is what you essentially said and co-signed and said, look, we're just going to make it accommodating for the lowest common denominator. We're not going to have any sort of you're not going to have any sort of consequences to purge our society of the leftovers. We're going to keep them in the fridge. Dude, you keep the leftovers in the fridge, at some point everything is like gross. Nothing's consumable.
Everything's going to get mold.
That's right. And what are you going to eat? You're not, because nobody will have done anything. You've essentially given everybody a hall pass to be the least, do the least, right? To do the very least. So here you and I are saying, let's do the fucking most. And everybody else is saying, let's do the least. And I'm going to do the least. And it's not even criminal. You can't tell me you can't tell me what to do. And it's like, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen like a goddamn prophet, because I can see it from goddamn space. I'm telling you that if you keep this shit up and this becomes the norm, it is bad. Shit's going to get really fucked up. And at some point, you have no one to blame but yourself, right?
And by the way, it's not going to affect those with high standards. Let that be very fucking clear.
Oh, correct.
Because like me, you, us, beer and pancakes with the high standards, none of this will affect us.
Correct.
We're here to show you how life good is when you have high standards.
Right.
It's not flawless, not perfect, but damn, it's fucking good.
Correct. And if you think about I saw an interview reel. I wish I would have saved it, but there was a reel and a woman was being interviewed talking about what happened in Memphis. It's almost a case study, right? Because you have the south side of Chicago versus Memphis.
So you have to update me because I have no idea what happened in Memphis.
Okay, so here's what happened. Both of those cities, the south side of Chicago and Memphis, were crime capitals.
Mhm.
Like,
I know Chicago's like murder capital.
Correct. Like, well, South Side of Chicago is like some next tier bullshit. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, okay.
But Washington, D.C., same thing. But Memphis, okay? Memphis, the crime rate was so fucked up that it was, that Trump put out like this almost an altar call saying, we're willing to send in feds to clean up your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, no, you can't come in here. You have no right to do that. The federal government is way overstepping its boundaries and blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, fine, I won't go. But the one thing he did was he said, I do have authority over Washington, D.C. I'm cleaning this shit up. So he pulled a whole like Bukele situation, clean that shit up, soup to nuts, right? So the first time in Washington, D.C., a young girl, if she was 30, I'll eat my hat. She was like maybe mid to late 20s. She says, I'm from Maryland. I'm from here. Okay, I'm from here. She's videotaping and narrating. And she says, I've never seen this train station without bodies everywhere of people, of homeless people. Never seen it. She's like, I've never seen it like this before. She says, I've never seen it so peaceful. It's so quiet. And I come here the same time every day and it's screaming and all this shit. She says, no, it's just people going about their business, and she's just panning and showing everybody. She says, this is crazy. She's like, I've never seen this. She's like, I didn't realize it could be like this, right? Short of saying thank you, she's basically saying, this really makes it more enjoyable to be a local. And she's like, I know there's a lot of people who are pissed at Trump. She's like, but for people who live here, we actually do like this. It is nice, right? So South Side of Chicago is like, fuck Trump. We're not doing this. No one's coming in. We got this. We're fine. We're fine. You are not fucking fine.
The standard, right? We're fine.
Right. You have a global reputation where nobody goes to Chicago. Because
but I want people to hear this because we have a lot of European listeners and everyone like Europe. My grandma knows of Chicago. She's never been on the internet.
Right. You don't need the internet.
She's never been on the internet. Right. She knows Chicago bad.
Right. Don't go to Chicago. It's like Detroit. Like it's a meme. It's so bad. So like, so Memphis sees this and the mayor of Memphis, who is a Democrat, said, okay, Trump, please help. We need to Control-Alt-Delete this shit.
I respect that.
Go back to factory settings and help us clean this up, please. Okay. So he's like, okay. Sends in the same troops come in.
By the way, extra credit for mayor going like, I need help. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Mass fucking credit. Fucking credit. Yes.
Correct. So he swallows his pride and says, This is a bigger issue than you or me and parties and politics. Please help.
Word.
So they do. And they don't stay. Like, that's the thing. Like, the same thing with DC. They went in, they stayed for a couple of weeks, and then they got the fuck out. Okay? So they do this for Memphis. Again, with the interview, another lady, and she's like, I wouldn't let my children play outside because they would catch a stray. And I was already busy. I had already watched my cousin get killed, my aunt get killed, my brother got killed. Like, she's just listing off family members that have been dying. And I'm just like, girl, what? And it's like, yes, it's an inner city. Yes, it's a bunch of single moms and whatever led to that is one thing. But they're not assholes. They're just poor. That's it. Okay. So like, they don't deserve to be terrorized, certainly. Like, I would never say that. So I'm just like, so she's talking about how my daughter went out and played outside with her friends for the first time and it was fine and it was safe. And she's like, so I don't know anything about politics, but I'm so grateful that we can do this. Pan out. And the actual statistics is they found 123 missing children while they were going through this purge.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Violent crime was dropping by the tens of percent, 30%, 40%. So no more carjackings, no more theft, no more physical assault. That was like dropping by 40%, 60%, 50%. Big numbers on the board. And then they left. That was it. They were there for a couple of weeks. They got out. And everybody's condemning the fact that Trump sent in troops, albeit he did it with the permission of the city. The city asked for it, and they complied with everything. They've left Chicago alone, so Chicago is still a hellhole. But Memphis has turned around, and they're talking about we're turning into a police state. And I'm like, right. But you do understand that your diagnosis was so fucked up, right? That the response was actually matched with the circumstances. Like, it's crazy that you think that, how are you thinking this was going to get cleaned up otherwise? Like,
but even the argument, we're turning into a police state. No, I mean, we could argue on a different level, yes or no, but having forces sent in to remove people who were doing things that weren't allowed to begin with is not becoming a police state. It's just enforcing already certain rules.
Right. That's, I mean,
it's kind of like, that mom that is kind of a pushover, and so her kids like taunt her and kind of like, she's like, 10 more minutes, and then you go in, and then like half hour they're still playing until she has enough, and then she goes like, and now it's fucking enough, now you go to your bed, and they're like, whoa.
Right when your parents have to pull the car over because you're acting up and you wouldn't shut the fuck up, so they pull the car over. It's like, but you have to think about the context in which this stuff precipitated to the point that it did, right? Like, you can't just say 1 minute Memphis is fine and the next minute there's like a bunch of, police forces in there. It's like, well, there's more to it than that. Like,
right.
Yeah. Like it had reached a fever pitch on the crime.
Mm-hmm.
And the residents, like the regular residents, are being terrorized. And they have no remedy for it. And they're sitting there no different than the people of Venezuela under Maduro at this point, right? They're just being terrorized every day. And they're just waiting for regime change. That's literally all they're doing, like, which is fucking terrible. Like, it should never get to that point. But we have cities like this where the residents are sitting there.
But I don't understand. And again, I'm so far probably out of the bubble because I haven't heard any of these stories. I love the Memphis story. I don't understand how anyone is going like, no, that's bad. Like the fact that you have humanized, it's not even shitty behavior. It's mass destructive behavior,
Correct.
To a point that you justify it over normal people wanting to live.
Right.
Like
I don't get that. Like
it's one of those things like
it's a cultural
software error. Like, right. I don't know how to get there.
But I think, but it comes a point where it does become a philosophical or a cultural issue where it's like, what is the hang up? Is the hang up the fact that we sent in brute force that is, by all accounts, stronger, more fit, and more capable than the existing gangs? And basically they won because they're going in each with $100,000 worth of gear strapped to them, ready to fucking go.
Oh my God, right? The gear is so good.
Right? Like, oh yeah.
As a prepper, I'm like, oh my God, such good gear. I love it.
I would like some. Right?
Yes, I guess.
Like, right. Are you using that? Can I use that? No, something. It's like, but that's the thing is, it's like, is it the fact that it was the government rather than a civilian uprising? Is that your beef? Like,
right.
Like, are you pissed that it wasn't just the single moms rising up and saying, we're going to take this town back? Like, I mean,
against the fucking gangsters, whichever, like,
who've already been there. By the way, it's not like they just showed up yesterday on a fucking stagecoach. Their shit was there planting roots. Right? Their shit was there planting fucking roots. They are deep in that community. They've got everybody's number. They know where you live. Like, it's not a joke what they're doing. Like, and it's just like, I think I often wonder about people who think, well, that's not how you should be treating criminals. You should still, you should still handle their civil liberties with kitten gloves. And I'm just like, I wouldn't if they were in my house. Like, if they were in my house, they get no civil liberties. They get erased. Like,
this is the thing, right? Civil liberties. Everyone has civil liberties, not deserves. Everyone has civil liberties.
Correct.
And the right and privilege of them being acknowledged and handled in a nicely manner, that is a privilege. So the moment you act in a manner that we cannot do that nicely anymore, again, that's on you, the actor, not on me, the reactor.
Right, because you have said that your civil liberties are not as important as you terrorizing me. So
Right.
you have made that decision yourself. And that's how I see it. Like, but there are, everybody has their beef about it. But all I'm saying is that it didn't have to be that way. But the mayor let it get that way. The citizens let it get that way. Everybody participated in letting
Absolutely.
that community slip
Mhm.
into that mud pit to where it took that level of force to pull it out. You don't need to do that for Chandler.
Look,
And
what I love
Scottsdale.
about Sedona, Arizona. So there's no homeless people allowed there. They're legit when they like, and it's so nice being there. I wonder what they do with the homeless people who try,
Yeah.
because it's like a nice
Yeah.
climate. It's like a perfect climate to be
I know.
homeless.
It is
I'm like,
gorgeous.
what do you do? Do you ship them off to like LA or something, or like to like
Phoenix?
Phoenix? Like, what do you do? Like, I have questions, but I ain't complaining.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I look at what Bukele did in El Salvador, from like being the worst possible hellhole on the planet to being one of the safest countries in the world. And you can be mad that he swept up 80,000 motherfuckers and put them in a pig pen. But at the end of the day, every single citizen over there loves him so much. Like, he gets nothing but praise for cleaning up the narco state. So
there's I don't know again whether we'll have to touch on that next time. There's this like this wanting to avoid violence while also glorifying those who do the violence at the expense of others.
Yeah.
It's so this is the thing. This is what this is how I see it. And I've had this argument with an actual teacher.
Oh.
We're in a teacher. I'm a sub teacher, so I'm teaching one of the days where there are 7 days. I'm teaching one day, and a lot of leftovers. Already fucking edgy situation for me because just existing triggers leftovers. I'm fine with that, right? Anyway, so what happens is that leftover X starts to make passive jabs at me.
Oh,
and I'm like, well, this is fun. We can do this.
Yeah.
Teacher doesn't say anything. Jab, jab, jab. I fucking swing one time. Now people are crying. Teacher gets upset with me. I'm like, you do not get to have a say when you didn't have a say when it started. So you don't get a say in how I finish it.
Right.
And I feel that's the same with these criminal circumstances.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a say when it was starting, you don't get a say in how it gets to be finished.
That's right. That's fair.
But now I was the bitch, right? And I'm fine with being the bitch.
That's fine.
But there's a mental thing, because I'm just observing that.
Yeah.
You were fine with someone jabbing at me.
Because they were punching up. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah, sure. You were fine with that. But when I take a swing, you want no. This is the thing. Punching and jabbing requires a self-awareness. If you're going to punch up, you have to be able to take the consequence when it doesn't pan out the way you hoped it would.
Yeah, if you're going to come for the king, make sure he's dead, because otherwise he's going to use his next breath to fuck you up. Like, that's just how it works. Like,
and there's a fair, like, amongst actual violence people, there's a very accepting hierarchy, right? Like, if I'm trying to do this and I'm I'm out of my league, that's fair. Like, I tried and that didn't. I ate the consequence.
That's right. But I think that's where people are failing, is that it's like, well, I don't like to see people punch down. And I think that's the reason why they don't like the government getting involved.
Oh my God.
Right? Is that the government is essentially at the top of things, especially in terms of force and violence. So they come in and they clean up, and it's just like, well, now it's punching down. Right?
Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's a great fucking analogy.
I don't know. I mean, what else explains this shit? You
solved it again.
I did, real quick, right under the wire too. I was like, oh shit, is this going to get solved? And it did.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And you're welcome.
So fucking good. Oh my God, everyone. Rich and Hydrated, Diamond and Demons edition, weekly back. We're live streaming once a week, probably for now, keeping it at Tuesdays. And the episode is going to be uploaded on Spotify's and the Apple in a few days. And like, again, we're just fucking solving life here. You're welcome.
Yeah. We're giving you the answers.
While living the high standard, by the way.
by the way.
Thank you, Kelly. I'll see you next